Hello everyone, this is the first video that we will start with introducing the interface and preparation for drawing. Now, we said that when you open AutoCAD and from 2018, 19, 20, 21, they have the same similar interface. You're going to click on Start Drawing, then you will have the main interface of AutoCAD. Now, we explained this one in the first session, but I'm gonna go over main things, at least as a revision. We said that the interface has a lot of things inside it. Commands, drawing area, some icons here, on the top, the bottoms, a lot of things going on. So we have to understand the interface in order to find things easier and work in an effective way. Now, if you're just looking around to search for something that you don't know where is it, that's gonna cost you time. So it's better to be familiar with the interface in order to work freely within the program. Now we will start with the icon here, which is A, stands for AutoCAD. We said within here we have new, open, save as. Especially those will be used when you're trying to save your file, send it to someone, or import something to AutoCAD. There's a lot of things, printing it. We're gonna explain some of them. At least you're gonna use save as, those things. Open you can be used as well to open the things that you haven't before. Then we said there's something here we call search command. This will be useful whenever you're looking for something. Now, why it's useful? Now let me click somewhere here. Now, within AutoCAD we have a lot of commands. Those icons, basically each of them, they have a purpose, and we have a lot of menus there that each of them contain multi groups. Each group also contain several icons, which each of them basically a command. So in order to find something, if you don't know the location, if you don't know where does it locate, sometimes you know the name of the command, but you don't know where is it. So what will you do? Just simply come here and type the name of the unit that you're looking for. The command that you're looking for. Let's say I'm just looking for line. I'll just simply type line here, and it will bring all the things that are related to line. This is what we have at best match line. I can just simply click on this one and it will activate the command that I was looking for. This is the best way to find things that if you don't know the location. Then we said that there are some quick toolbar here. Open, new, save as, print, and do and redo. They are here. Sometimes you make a mistake, you can use this one. And we're gonna teach you better way to do these things, but it can be used as well. Those things that are inside here, some of them are here. You can customize it by yourself. You can add other things. I'm not gonna go for this one. You can add other things that if you wanted to the quick access toolbar. Now the name is basically appearing here. We said here you can search for anything. If you connect it to online, you can search for anything and there will be videos there. This is a help. This is a help that can be used. Even this is also to access help here. You can click on this one and you can find anything. Now if you click on this one, if you have the offline, it's okay. If not, it goes online. Go for online, and within online you search for anything that you want, and it will provide you with the steps, example, and videos. That's useful for people that want to learn more. We said that there's some icon here which is basically for closing the program, minimizing the program. Then we said that those are the ribbon. We have them, each ribbon, basically home, insert. They try to put some of the groups that fit to that ribbon. Those menus, insert, annotate, each of them. For example, view, it's mainly related to the view of the drawing. The things that are related to the drawings that we have it. This is, for example, the cube, the navigation part. This is the cube. We said that the navigation that we have it here. For example, if I click on this cube, the cube disappeared there, yes? So I can just simply bring it back here because this is related to the view. Or the navigation bar disappeared, I can just simply bring it back here. Now those are any of them. This is the related to the view of the drawing area. For example, under home we have different categories: draw, modify, annotation, layers, block, properties, group. I mean, each of them, they have commands that related at least. This is draw. Now what does draw means? It gives you an indication that those will be used for drawing. Modify means that for modification. I mean, you draw things, but you're going to use those for modification. Yes, that's how they categorize them in order for us to access them easier. We said that the screen, the white screen that we have, it is for drawing. Now you may see those grid lines. Yes, those are the grid lines there. Grid lines. Sometimes those grid lines will be disappeared. You may not have them, or you don't want to see them. It's just simply some icons here. We're going to explain those as well. Then we said that we can open multi drawings. Why? We're going to explain in a bit why we need multi sheets, why we cannot draw everything in one sheet. That will be explained as well in a bit. We said that this is basically the cube that it's going to tell us that how do we look at this drawing. Why? Because we have in an XY, which is 2-dimension. If I click on any things here, any corner or the edge here, it's going to change the view. For example, it's the front view. We're not going to draw for 3D now. We're going to work with the 2D. Then, so make sure in the 2D, I mean this is 3D, if I click on the corner it will change to 3D. Make sure you're working on the top view and north is facing up. North is facing up. If it's not facing up, there is 2 arrows here, you can just simply rotate them. Make sure Y is up so that your drawing will be according the way that usually people drawing it. North is facing up. Then the navigation pan here, we're going to teach you how to use those things when needed. Then what else we have? We said at the bottom there's a command line. Command line is the place that AutoCAD is talking to us. Now if nothing is active, look at the screen here, nothing is active, you're going to see that in the command line it's type a command. It's ready to be executed. Now I'm not sure if you realize that in my videos, the one I'm recording for you, there's 2 types of click that we have, a left click, right click. Whenever I'm click left, you're going to see a blue, if I'm not wrong, a blue color, an indication of blue color that I left click. If I click right, you're going to see a red one. Why? It's important for us to know whether we click left or right. Now look, when you click, you're going to see in the videos that we have it. I'm going to come back to this one in a bit to explain how to deal with these clicking things. Now the command line, if nothing is active, it will tell you type a command. For example, by mistake you click on something. How do you know something is active? You just check the command line. Look, the bold one means line is active and it tells you something to do. Click on something else, it will say circle is active. Now how do you get rid of this one? Now you have to use 2 hands for the drawing, one which will be used on the mouse, the other one on the keyboard. Now escape, ESC, which stands for escape on your keyboard, will be used to deactivate any command line which is active. Now for example, something is active, pressing escape will deactivate it. How do I know deactivated? Well, the command line is empty, nothing is written there, and there's another way that the cursor will change. I mean, look at the cursor, there's a rectangle in the middle, I mean a small rectangle or square in the middle, I mean nothing is active. Whenever something is active, I mean that rectangle will disappear. This is another way to know it, or from the command line. So make sure that before activating anything, you press escape several times, nothing gonna happen. Make sure that you press escape several times and then activate something. Whenever you made a mistake, for example, you want to make sure that nothing is active, just press escape and check the command line to make sure. So command line is talking to us. I explained that command line is something that it's a language that the computer is trying to communicate with us. Yeah, we know how to draw, but we have to follow the step the program is asking us. We cannot just simply follow, let's say I want to draw something like this. No, it has to be one of the methods that the program is accepting. So we will teach you how many methods, for example, it's available to draw a line or a circle. And you know the methods, you know which one, you don't need to memorize them. Why? Because anything that we do, for example, I'm going to choose a type of circle here. Look, I don't need to memorize what was the first step. I can just simply read here, circle is active, the last part, specify first point on circle. When I click somewhere, for example, it will tell me specify second point on circle. Then when I click, it will tell me specify third point on circle. Then nothing is active, it will draw the circle for me. Now I'm just simply following the command line. Whatever it tells me, I will do it there. We're going to tell you how to give information to AutoCAD. How to read those command line, and then how to input data into command line. We're going to teach you those things. Now let's say that we're going to delete something. We just simply can click on this one or press delete button. We're going to come back to this one in details. Now we said there are some layouts here. 3, there can be more. Those by default is on model. Now it may happen that you open your AutoCAD, it's on the layout or layout 2. Those will be used for printing. We will set the size of the paper and we send this one for printing. Layout is for printing. So model is for drawing. Make sure they are on the model, the black screen. Whenever something you see those layout, you just simply click here. You're going to see this model for the drawing. We said here, we call them status bar. This is the status bar. We have a lot of icons there and they're very, very important. Each of them, they do work on the screen. Some of them by default they are off, some of them on. So I'm going to teach you whenever needed, not at the beginning. Why? Because you may not know what are they. So step by step, we're going to teach you each of them are useful for what. So the names are important. For example, simply we'll tell you what. Please make sure that grid line is off in the status bar. So you have to know, for example, when you come here, this is for example, drawing grid, it's on. You click on this one, it's going to be off. For example, you click back again, it's on. Any of them, for example, this is snap mode. The name, you don't need to memorize them, which is hover the mouse over it, you will see the name, dynamic input. For example, this is restrict ortho mode, we call it. For example, this is polar tracking. Each of them, snap mode, they have name. For example, grid mode, there's a gray one, you can read it. Each of them, they have name. So I will refer to them with this name, object snap. So I'll tell you in object snap, please activate something. Or in the object snap tracking, make it off. For example, ISO draft, make it on or off. Or anything that we will refer them by their name, we call turn off and on in the status bar. You will come here and you will do the things. We'll show it to you, but you have to know that this is important while drawing. You always look at here, sometimes you turn off, may turn it on. For example, while I'm drawing things, you may see that I will act, something will be on and off there. Look at this one, I turn on this one, turn off the other one. By pressing something, for example, I turn it off again. So these things, we can use them while drawing to see how does it work. Or at least you know their benefits, then you know when to turn them off and when to turn them on. This is basically the interface that we have it. The interface. Now we're gonna start. Let's say you opened. Let me close this one. I'm not gonna save it. Let's say I start with a new drawing. What will be the first step that we have to do? The first step in the drawing is setting the units. Now why? Which kind of unit you're gonna use to draw? For example, this line, it's, let's say make it stable. It's 1,000 something. Is it millimeter? Is it meter? Is it kilometer? Well, I don't know yet because I haven't set up the units. So we have to set up the units before drawing anything in AutoCAD. Why is that? Because in AutoCAD, when we draw, we're gonna draw scale 1:1. We're not gonna use scale in AutoCAD. In a hand drawing, when someone asking you to draw a plan of building on a paper, you have to make it smaller, yes? Yeah, because the plan of the building, you cannot fit it on an A4 paper or A3 paper. You have to use a scale. Normally they're using 1:100 scale, 1:50, 1:25, 1:200. But in AutoCAD, we don't use scaling in drawing. We're not going to use scale in drawing. Remember this one, please. We don't use scale in drawing. Why? Because I told you that the screen is very big. Now I can draw, for example, this is what? Let's go for million. If, for example, this is a million, this is 5 million. Yes, 5 million can be kilometers. So 5 million kilometers is more than enough for me to draw anything that I wanted. It can be very small as well. So realize that the screen is too big to draw anything that you want. We don't draw with a scale, we print with a scale. So the printing will be with a scale. Drawing will be as it is. For example, you have a unit which is kilometer, you will draw as kilometer. You're not going to change the unit. Please remember this. I don't want to see this one with any student. They say, okay, sir, you gave us something 10,000 kilometer, we change it to 10. No, you're not going to change it. Why? Because we need the units, we set up the unit, and we draw as it is. If I gave you 10,000 kilometer, you will type 10,000 kilometer. If it is 1 millimeter, you type 1 millimeter. You're not going to change the units. I mean, do not put, for example, tail, okay, let me change this, for example, something. No, we will draw as it is, without changing, without, for example, removing zeros to make it easy for yourself. No, you have to set up the units, and accordingly we'll draw with Y, because when it comes to printing, AutoCAD understand which scale did you draw, which unit you use for drawing, and according to that the scaling will be set to print it on a paper. So what to do whenever you open AutoCAD, bring the mouse or the cursor in the middle of the screen, somewhere within this area. Look, I'm not using the mouse. I will use the keyboard to type UN. UN stands for units. You can just simply continue units. I mean, just UN is enough. UN is enough. When you write UN, just hit enter button, press enter. It's going to bring the drawing units for you. Other way to do it, it might happen to student. Why? Sometimes student, by mistake, they will touch, for example, the keyboard. Look, the mouse is where now? Look, it's stuck. Yes, the cursor is on the ribbon. If I type UN, it will be written in the command line. I can still hit enter. It's going to bring that drawing unit. So no matter whether the things appear on the screen, or you can click in the command line to type UN, it's still okay. Or you can go to the A, and from here you can write units. In any way that's easier for you, you can activate unit. The easiest one is on the screen. Just simply bring the cursor in the middle, make sure it's stable. Just use your keyboard to type UN, hit enter to bring the units. Now inside here, we're going to explain the things that are required for us, and will be the end of this video. Now we have the length, for angle, we have the international scale, we have it. So first is the unit. Which kind of unit do you have it here? I mean, there's unit less, inch, mile, yard, whatever it is, centimeter, kilometers. So let's say I'm choosing meters here. Then this is leave it to be international. We have American, but leave the international because working within international system there. Now, in the length here, you have type, precision. The type, what does it mean? You have different systems for the length. Now, you may be working somewhere that they're using fraction, 1/16 inches, or feet, inch. I mean, architectural, they use that one. Even if this is meter, I mean, architectural, they're working with this one. So you have to better to change it to inch or to feet, if it is there, to work with architectural system. You may work with the engineering system. That engineering system basically work with the minute, degree, and seconds. Some of you may get chance to understand how those engineering system work with the minutes things, especially with angles. Fractional, scientific, well, we're not gonna go for them. Decimal is the one that we're using. For angle, similar, we have radian, grad, degree, minutes, surveyor units, decimal. We stay to the decimal here, but remember you can change it according to what you're working with. Maybe you have a drawing that you want to draw with, the angle is given in degree, minute, second, so you have to change it in this way, because AutoCAD is accepting it the way that you are providing it here. If you provide decimal degree, for example, decimal degree, it means that, for example, let's choose the precision. For example, here 45, it's decimal. But if I choose to be degree, minute, second, I have to give them in a way that which is with the degree, minutes, and the second for the angle. If I give it 45, it will be taken in the degree. What about the minutes? I mean, I cannot write 45.5 there. No, it's not going to work here. Those I will leave it for you within your engineering year, student life. You may have a chance to understand those different angle types. So we stick to the decimal here. Now the precision, it depends on the units that you have it. Let's say that if you're in millimeter, I mean four decimals are not required. 3 decisions or precision for 3 will be enough. It's more than enough. Millimeter, even I can go for this one. But millimeter, one precision is enough. After the decimal, 1 digit is enough. Why? Because it's millimeter. A tenth of millimeter is enough. No need to go for the 3 or the 2. But if it is, for example, meter, you have to increase the precisions. So minimum precision, that I will give this one to you at least for now, but according to your discipline, that precision will be, you have to understand it. For example, if you're a mechanical engineer, you're dealing with the machines, or industrial engineer or biomedical, when you're having machines, those machines are precise. Millimeter is important. So you have to make sure that if you're drawing in, for example, centimeter, if you're drawing in centimeter, your precision will cover millimeter and something beyond the millimeter as well, to be sure that your drawing will be accurate. For the angle, you can go for 2, that will be enough, or 3, it's up to you. In the exam or the drawings, I can set it for you. Always I will give these things so that the student can follow those things there. This will be the beginning. You have to set up the units. You press OK. Now you have the units set up for this drawing. Now, can we draw for example, shapes in the same area? The answer will be yes, if they have the same unit. Why? Because wherever you draw within here, they will take the units that we chose. If I want to draw, for example, in another system, I will open another sheet. So this, I can set up a new unit for this one. For example, I can set up this one to be inches here. Inside here, the system is inch. Inside here, the system is, for example, if I go to UN, the system says centimeter. So whatever I have within centimeter, I can draw it here. But if it is inches, I have to convert it to centimeter in order to draw it here. So why would I do this one? I will open a new sheet, I will change the unit to inches, and then I will draw it as inch inside here. So it means that if I draw something inside here, now this is inch, 300 inches. Why? Because each unit basically means 1 inch. Now, for example, this is 25 inches. This is what we have to do. So now you know that multi-sheets are required if you have drawings with multi or different units style. If all of them, they have the same units, you can draw them, all of them, in one drawings. Now, remember, I'm not just teaching you for the course, because in the exam, I'm asking students to use one sheet. Do not use multi-sheet in the exam, because the units I'm giving it for all the shapes will be the same. So you're going to draw something here, you're going to draw the other things here in the same drawing area for the exam, for the homework. Because when you open a new sheet, it means that there will be 2 files. You will save 2 files, even though they are within the same program, but they will be different files. Each sheet will be saved as a file. So remember this one. If you want all of the drawing to be in one file, you have to draw them in one drawings sheet here. For this video, that will be enough. In the next video, we're talking about how to set up the screen here. It's very big area, so how to set up this screen to make it smaller, bigger, according to the shape that we're going to draw it here. Thanks for listening.